opening ceremony.
Who gather in community for the courage and sacrifice of their patriots to stood for liberty of our nation. The legend of its chief, and that of this, an entire country, but now that we are reminded of our heritage and celebrate the love open independence exhibit on land.
I'm Alan Olga. I am the president of the Ortonville Community Historical Society Ortonville Museum. Today, in Ortonville's celebration of America's 250th birthday. And this month is not the house.
We're going to celebrate Ortonville's 250th birthday of America. We start this with a special event called the Road to American Independence. Inside the museum here, you will see flags of the American Revolution, uniforms, weapons, along with stories of Oakland County patriots. We developed this exhibit in partnership with the Friends of the American Revolution, and they are here with us today, as well as some volunteers from several other patriotic organizations. Today, you may also meet some famous figures from history, perhaps Paul Revere, Martha Washington, Betsy Ross, or Dr. Benjamin Rush. These volunteers have come from all over the state of Michigan here to Ortonville just to help us celebrate the history of our great nation. This Grant Goulet here today. Yes, I would like to introduce Grant Goulet. He's a member of the Jeremiah Park chapter of the Friends of America Revolution. And one of the forces around our Road to American Independence exhibit. Grant, come on up and share a few words about the exhibit. The microphone's not doing well. You can present.
continue our program.
I'm R.C. Miller, a state trustee and a member of the Jeremiah Clark's chapter, Sons of the American Revolution. As we answer the call to service, let us hear the words of John Adams, one of our country's founding fathers. If we do not lay ourselves out in the service of mankind, whom shall we serve?
I also had the privilege of serving as the president of the Jeremiah Clark chapter, Sons of the American Revolution. The Sons of the American Revolution honors our Revolutionary War patriot ancestors by promoting patriotism, serving our communities, and educating and inspiring future generations about the founding principles of our country.
I'm Kelly York, Vice Regent for the Scotchabaw Plains Chapter, National Society Daughters of the American Revolution. The mission of the Daughters of the American Revolution is to promote historic preservation, education, and patriotism.
I'm Ella Malott, President of the Alliance Easy Society Children of the American Revolution. The Children of the American Revolution aims good citizens, develops leaders, and promotes love of the United States of America and its country.
I am Michael Wall, the Veterans Chair for and a member of the Jeremiah Clark Chapter, Sons of the American Revolution. We stand in the presence of living history. Across our country are veterans whose service spans decades, from World War II to the recent conflict in Iraq and Afghanistan. Each generation has faced its own challenges, fought its own battles, and made its own sacrifices to serve the cause of freedom. What binds all of you together across the years and across the conflict is a shared commitment to duty, honor, and country. We thank you for your service. Join we in honoring those veterans who are present and with us today.
We've gathered here today to celebrate and remember our heritage by taking a journey down the road to American independence. We begin at the Liberty Tree, a large elm tree in Boston that became a symbol for defiance to British rule. It became a rally point for free speech and resistance. Liberty trees throughout the 13 American colonies symbolize the unbreakable spirit of the American colonists in their quest for independence.
General George Washington described these patriots who overcame a far superior British military as men often half-time starved, always in rags, without pay, and experiencing at times every species of distress that human nature is capable of undergoing. Let us celebrate our patriots.
We celebrate our independence, recalling that our war for America independence was waged throughout North America and the Caribbean with 165 principal engagements over a period of 8 years. Although the Continental armies lost more battles than they won against the British, key victories ensured eventual independence. Let us celebrate our independence.
It's time to celebrate the 250th anniversary of our country's independence. We've all gathered today to celebrate the opening of the road to American independence exhibit, sponsored by the Jeremiah Clark. It's our hope that your journey on the road to American independence will renew your faith in liberty and our constitutional freedom. Let us celebrate our 250th anniversary of
The Revolutionary War shaped the culture of America and the manner in which America honored are heroes who by their sacrifices established the United States of America. This would be the beginning of recognizing the sacrifices of the individual common soldier. Today, we honor the 44 patriots buried throughout Oakland County, including Patriot Norman Phelps and Sarah Cole Phelps, buried in the Ortonville Cemetery, and 2 patriots who lived in Groveland Township, Patriot Elias Cotty, and buried in the Oak Hill Cemetery, Holly Township, and Patriot Solomon Jones, buried in the Davisburg Cemetery. Patriot Gordon Duda and the Honor Guard fire the musket salute. Proceed with the wreath presentation.
Wreath details, attention! Draw swords! By your left, mark time, march! Forward, march! Turn swords. Right face. By your left, mark time, march. Forward, march. Mark time, march.
Commander Blackett and the 1st Royal Artillery. Commander Blackett, the 1st Royal.
Yes, sir.
Commander Lepisto, present sword salute. My apologies.
By your left, mark time, march. Forward, march.
Ladies and gentlemen, what you are about to witness, we refer to as the sword salute. It was originated in the state of Michigan, but it came about long before in ancient warrior tradition. It's now been adopted and used across the country, but it started here. On behalf of the National Society Sons of the American Revolution, through its congressional charter with the United States of America, we honor this community and its citizens and present a sword salute. There are four important elements that make up the sword salute. The act of removing the hat symbolizes respect for the person or persons being honored. The bow is to honor the service of those given to our country and the service rendered. The sword symbolizes the ancient military honor of respecting that person by lowering the sword. The salute is used to honor those who have passed, as well as those we wish to honor that are still serving. Commander?
And now, Commander Blackett and the 1st Royal Artillery 7-Year Wars sound the salute.
Artillery of the colonial period, any more than one cannon is referred to as a battalion or a battery. I am the battery commander. I also have a gun commander. All movement is under signals and orders. We try to follow the same period as the colonial artillery. There will be 3 rounds of fire in honor of the Patriots. Please protect your hearing. They are quite loud. Thank you. Gun captain, prepare the guns for firing.
Trick the round! Prime the round!
Ronald Reagan, in his inaugural address as the governor of California, spoke these words: "Freedom is a fragile thing, and it's never more than one generation away from extinction. It is not ours by way of inheritance. It must be fought for and defended constantly by each generation."
Let us pray. Heavenly Father, you have graciously preserved our nation through the years and have led us in wondrous ways. Grant that we may be worthy of our high calling as the United States of America. Make us reverent in the use of freedom, just in the exercise of power, and generous in the protection of weakness. Inspire the men and women who direct our nation, that they may guide it wisely and well. Let us go forth into the world in peace, dedicated to your service, O Lord. Amen. Commander Lepesto, retire the colors.
Mr. Howe, please. Flag detail. Attention. By your left, march. Forward, march. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we have a little presentation to do before we retire the colors. Commander, start.
Ladies and gentlemen, our national organization has recently issued a medal only available to color guard commanders. It is for 2 years or more of service to their color guards. At state meeting, our commander received his in April. We have with us today Commander Emeritus Jerry Berkman. He was our state color guard commander for over a dozen years. Of record, we have 8 to 10. So for each consecutive 2-year period, there's an oak leaf cluster. His medal will be shown with 3 on record, although there are far more than that, and he's done unspeakable for our organization. He initiated the sword salute, for example. He inducted yours truly. Ragged as it was, I do have a photo of our first event, complete with candy. I was quite excited. So, Ted, Jerry, if you would join us, you can just stand at your seat if you'd like. Please come on. This is accompanied with a certificate which I have in my vehicle, but I left it there weather related.
Served as the color guard commander over the past years. I appreciate this medal. It's been an honor to be here today too with all you folks. My good friend Larry Blackett and his cannon crew and all the color guards. Thank you very much for your service. Hip hip! Huzzah! Hip hip! Huzzah! Hip hip! Huzzah! Flag detail to your post.
2, right face. By your left, mark time, march. Forward. March on the colors.
Diane Ward join us today.
Alan, I'm here on behalf of Diane Ward. She lives in Grosse Pointe.
Right.
Diane is a fifth great granddaughter of Norman Phelps, who's buried, one of the patriots buried in the Ortonville Cemetery. And she sends her greetings. She would have liked to have been here, but she was one of the folks that discovered her great grandfather's grave here in this area.
Thank you for
So
that.
if anyone wants to see that, it has a patriot marker there.
Thank you so much. And thank you to all of you for joining us here today. Please tour the exhibits inside the Old Mill Museum. We have 3 floors of exhibits for you to enjoy. Tour the Mann Schoolhouse. I have it on good authority that Betsy Ross and Martha Washington and several others are in there, and there's crafts for the kids in there. And immediately also following the ceremony, we invite you to come up here and sign our Declaration of Independence. Everyone who's here today can sign this, and at the end of the day, we'll hang it up to display in the museum for a special exhibit all summer long. So, again, on behalf of the Ortonville Community Historical Society and all the volunteers that are here, thank you so much for your attendance today.
Hear ye, hear ye. Let the call of freedom ring throughout the land. Go recall our freedom and independence as you travel the road to American independence inside the Old Mill Museum.
Thank you. That concludes the program.
I need everyone here to have room to sign this.
We got 2 more coming out. Come on, Shirley.
And before we break, color guard, Jerry, I'd like you to join us. Commander Birkeland?
And everybody then hold it down.
All right, it's America 250. We're trying to do something. 2 years ago, we did a whole Civil War thing.
Okay, eyes front.
Here a while.
Dr. Rush, this way.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you.
You ladies gonna sign?
Yeah, probably.
Good, Micah? Okay, stay put. Just the artillery, please. Matt, if you want to stay in place. All right. Eddie? Aaron?
He wants to stand, please.
boys that were of that period. But this here, I will pick it up.
Okay.
Is an authentic. It was used in the Revolutionary War. And it should be in a museum, but we purchased it from the collector. It has my family's name on it. The blacksmith was my family. Heart. And it's from the 13th Regiment of Foot. And they were sent by the Crown to cap down the revolution in the colonies, the uprising. And so when we used to get our muskets from England, but after the uprising and hostilities between the two nations, or our colony and the nation, then they would not give us rifles or muskets anymore. So basically, when a British soldier was killed, the colonists went and picked up their musket, used the musket and all their musket balls, took everything, and they used it. This musket was used by a family all through the remaining of the 1700s into the 1800s, and then it was sold to a collector in the early 1900s. We had it for a while, then sold it to a gunsmith who was a collector, and he knew my husband and knew my family, and the blacksmith was my cousin in England, so we were fighting them in the colony. So this musket here was used in the Napoleonic War, and they tapped down the Irish rebellion. So both were in action. And this one fires, we just fired it 3 weeks ago at a demonstration. The blacksmith checked it all out and everything, and it's fine. And it's a perfect straight shot. So that's why they kept it for hunting all those years.
This is what?
Now, these are 75 caliber, and that would, it hits your body in a major organ, you perish, and it would also crush your bones. It flattens out. It's a lead ball. It totally flattens out in your body.
Did people that survived the shots get lead poisoning from it?
They got the lead out fine, but if it hit a major organ, you're gone. Because they would just splatter out this lead flat, and it would crush your bones and things like that. However, see this bayonet on it? Right there? That's a triangular shape. Now, if you got hit with a musket ball, you had a chance of surviving if it didn't hit a major organ, if you didn't bleed out, or you had a good chance of healing. With a bayonet, you don't. A triangular shape will not heal, and you will get gangrene, and you'll die a horrible, excruciating death. So that's why this is the revolution. But in the Civil War, when Chamberlain said at the top of the round top in Gettysburg, and they ran out of the ammunition, they said six bayonets, and they went down the hill. Notice the rebels were coming out even when they were shooting at them. But as soon as the bayonets were fixed, they dropped their muskets or the guns, and they ran down and the other ones ran down the hill, because that's sure death. So that's why I'm avoiding the bayonets. This is some of the money that was used at the time. The U.S. did not have currency at all. So, and England didn't want us to have any gold or silver, so all of it had to be sent to them. We basically, the colonies, supplied the raw materials, and they paid us a small amount of money for that. But then they would take the raw material to England, process it into goods, bring it back to us, and we'd have to pay a lot more money. So it wasn't exactly fair. And so the money currency we did use, it was the Spanish real, or it was the French euro, and it was the Dutch coin. And so that's what we used. And but this was the that's like that would be your silver dollar. It would have the dollar's worth of silver. These are coppers. I don't know if you can feed in on this, but pieces of it for silver dollar cut in 8 sections. And this is like this. So 2 of these would be 2 bits, and that's a quarter. 2 of these little tiny things. This would be a $half. And this is like 2 bits. That would be a quarter. And that's how they made change. Wow. Wow. They use pewter. Those are the pewter cups.
They were pounding them in when I first saw them.
Pewter dishes. These are used to clean the dishes. This was used for
Not
tea.
exactly an
You
M16.
put your loose tea in there. See the holes?
Mm-hmm.
It fits like that. This here is to carry
Very nice.
water. It is closely
Thanks for
knit
being here.
fabric that you can honestly put water in and it doesn't come out. And that's what they carry water. So they didn't have the pails, they had all around everything necessarily. Then there's the toys for the children. There's the dolls.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want me to show you the dolls?
Sure.
Well, carry it back to the car, do a one-shot deal.
This would be for more those of you person. I call her Elizabeth.
Mm-hmm.
She has pantaloons. And she has a little mop cap. And so she'd be for a child that's Abigail.
It looks pretty good.
And she has little pantaloons too. But the little, if you are a younger child, you would have a shorter dress, and your pantaloons would hang down below them. So this is like that. Okay, well, Abigail just lost her pantaloons. And this is Sarah.
Mm-hmm.
Sarah's more plain than normal child. And also, she doesn't have a face. If you're Amish, you never put faces on your face.
Why?
They believed that it would, everyone is special. So they didn't do that. You could imagine that face, people you loved. It just really would. And these are various toys that are made of the yo-yo, believe it or not, was used, but it goes back ancient Egypt. It's that old. Also, they made corn dolls. Corn husks.
Yeah. Thank you.
They made those too. There was your tops, your toy swords, Jacob's ladder. Good right side. Skill, which I'm never able to do, especially this one. Where you have to get this in that hole. Yeah, by flipping it.
Oh yeah, well, you forget that.
Some people can do it. This one, sitting up and trying to get it. It's better if it's an animal. And the game of races. You know how to play that?
Yeah.
One child has 2 sticks, the other child has 2 sticks. Flip this to the other child, and then they catch it with the stick. Well, and then they had these games, there's a ring. And they had these. To this day I cannot do it. Everyone can do it but you.
I'm right here.
Very good at it. Somehow you do it up and move it right back and forth if you want to do it.
I want to make sure we demonstrate how to use these handcuffs. Young lady, you seem to be just good-sized wrist.
You got it.
I think we should
Perfect.
demonstrate.
Go up there.
I'm going to come over there. I'm going to go over there so safe a little better. I've already picked up one person's day.
For goodness sake.
You're lucky he doesn't have a stocking. That one too.
Well, we'll pretend this one's on for now. You got the idea.
Howdy.
So this is great. Shall we leave her on this for a couple hours?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know, is she driving or are you?
Anyone that willing to help out is good.
The game they used to play, and it teaches
wrist
you
okay?
to count also.
Thank you for demonstrating. We're a reenactor. We like to share things that we have, so that's why she started talking a lot. Let me know when you're ready.
Okay. I'm ready.
Good morning. My name is John Frost. I'm one of the volunteers here at the Ortonville Historical Society. We do have some displays for the 250th anniversary of the American Revolution. Before you in the case, you can see we have a civilian. I'm going to read off the sign here so it's a little easier. She is a colonial woman on the right. They were crucial to the American Revolutions, supporting the war effort through battlefield participation, espionage, and fundraising, managing home and life. And despite not having political rights, they still did this. Thousands of women acted as spies and nurses, while some even disguised themselves as men so that they could fight. George Washington initially viewed them negatively, regarding them as an unnecessary mouths to feed. However, their necessity in sustaining the army became widely recognized.
and their domestic knowledge of cooking, blah, blah, blah. You can read the rest, but women played a very, very important part in the American Revolution. So that's our first mannequin display here. The second mannequin in the middle, that is a colonial soldier. The Continental Army was the first official united army of the 13 colonies. It was established in 1775 by the Second Continental Congress and was, of course, led by General George Washington. It transformed the inexperienced force into a disciplined fighting unit. Army was composed of mostly young volunteers, and soldiers faced harsh conditions and low pay to secure our American independence. And then on the far left over here, this is one of our civilian soldiers, or militia. Militiamen were part of the local soldiers. They were typically aged 16 to 60. They served as a vital, non-professional defense force while supporting the Continental Army, the soldier in the middle. They also provided their own weapons and operated short-term stints, which were crucial for scouting, flanking, guarding local communities, and though they lacked the discipline of the regulars, they still fought like lions. So this is one of the examples we have of our display here. I know that on the end here is an original musket from the time period. So a lot of people are interested in that. And then we can go step over here. We'll look at a few of the flags when you're ready. Oh, behind these soldiers, I'm sorry, you're going to see the Bennington flag over here on the far right. This was a historic American flag featuring the 13 white and red stripes. It was often associated with the 1770 Battle of Bennington, which has happened, the Battle of Saratoga, which is one of the big battles we won early on that helped secure our independence. And then, of course, we have the Cambridge Union flag, was the first unofficial flag in the United States. It was used from 1777. Sorry, this is the one over here on the left.
Oh.
Sorry. Okay. The Cambridge flag, or the Grand Union flag, was the first unofficial national flag of the United States. You notice how it has the British flag in there, because this is before we actually declared independence and wanted our own country. So we still represented ourselves as British. That's why that's featured in that flag. And then, of course, the flag behind the colonial woman is the Betsy Ross flag. It's an early American flag originating around the Revolutionary War time of 1777, and it features 13 stars and a circle and 13 alternating white stripes, blue and white stripes, representing the original colonies. It symbolizes both the birth of the nation, and legend has that it was upholstered by Betsy Ross, created for George Washington. So that's a legend or a myth. We do have, over here we have some examples of flags of the Revolution. This whole flags exhibit is presented by the Jeremiah Clark descendants group. First flag we have over here is the Bunker Hill flag. It's associated with the Battle of Bunker Hill, which took place in June 1775, very early when the war started. St. George Cross and Pine Tree, symbolizing colonial defiance. The Green Mountain Boys flag, also known as the Stark flag, features a vibrant green field and a blue canton, adorned with 13 stars, one, of course, for each of the rebelling colonies. Okay, we'll step down a little bit further.
Sorry.
Sorry. Now, this is a flag that we actually see a lot today, but this originated during the Revolutionary War. It's called the Gadsden flag. It features a coiled rattlesnake and the phrase, "Don't tread on me." It symbolizes American independence, vigilance, and defiance against oppression. The next flag we already saw example in the other case, was the Grand Union flag. Grand Union flag, considered our first national flag, once again features the British Union flag with 13 alternating red and white stripes, representing the original 13 colonies and symbolizing their united front and eventually a desire for independence. And then, of course, the last one here just talks about the 200th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah. Make sure you get over to the schoolhouse.
Describe about this how the building was built. And then this is all the stuff
Isn't that cool?
So did you make these?
Yeah. Most of them were made on this room, but some are made on my own.
Am I going the wrong way?
Usually my
There's a corn shucker downstairs if you want more view. So this is a World War II telegram machine. So this model, on the other end, at least, it says it's from 1947. So this is just after the war. So they was probably still producing some war stuff just in case something else broke out. But this is the transmitter. So this is what breaks the line of the whatever electricity. So when you press this down, it breaks it. So the other end is a electromagnet. So then that clicks when it releases it, and when you release this, the electromagnet come back on and it comes back down. So this is how they would send signals through Morse code. The original Morse code was made in the United States, but due to every country then making their own Morse code, Europe internationalized one Morse code, but the Americans refused to use it for quite a while because they had their own code and they were going to stick with it. So this is the international version I have because it's more relevant as old technology can be. And to do this, it's less of listening to how many clicks it does, and more like the gap in between the clicks. So to send something like a cue, it'd be 3 long ones, and then, or 2 long ones, and then 1 quick one, and then another long one. I want to get a picture or video of the other side. So I'll do a cue again, so that way it's the same thing.
Okay.
Ortonville locals. So Mr. and Mrs. Everett Nagel of Oxbow Lake and Mr. and Mrs. Frank Hustis visited Mr. and Mrs. Lawrence Phillips in Oatesville recently. It was basically Facebook updates before they had Facebook, and this is from 1940. So that's how they let people know what they were up to, where they're going, where they've been. Might be glued down, but this comes completely off. Glued down again. She's breaking. There it goes.
And what was that for?
It's for turning butter. So
really,
there's paddles in there in the wood, so that agitates it. This is very uncommon to find these intact because I'd imagine they come completely off and break. And then it would turn, and then at the very bottom you have a hole that you would uncork, and then all the buttermilk would come out and you'd reach in there and get the butter. It's called a sanitary mixer, and this is from about 1919.
And those were the good old days.
You didn't have to go and work. Volunteer.
Allie?
Right. So this is how this works. So go ahead, grab this. You turn that, and then there are teeth. Here, you can kind of see over here, there are teeth.
Yeah.
And those would basically aggressively rip all these kernels off the corn, which saves you a bunch of time, so go ahead and get going. I'm giving you a half one, so it shouldn't be that hard. And the corn cob comes right back up.
Wow.
And it's mostly clean, and it saves you a lot of labor.
That's cool.
And most things in here are all...
Run it out, yeah. Oh my God.
Before he passed away.
Oh my God.
Like the old chili thing, right?
Oh, for the garage sale. Yes.
Allie, You're good.
So I'm Betsy Ross. I was born January 1st, 1752. I was the 8th child of 17 children, and I was born in New Jersey. My family moved to Philadelphia and were Quakers. And eventually when I came of age, I married my first husband, whose last name was Ross, but we had to run away to marry in New Jersey because he was not a Quaker. But we eventually opened up a upholstery business in Philadelphia, and we made friends with people like Martha Washington, and we sold like bed linens, I think, and curtains to them. So the legend of my making the flag, it could have been possible considering how we did business with them. And yeah, they found receipts in Mount Vernon when they were redoing it. That could have proved it. My father helped build the bell tower at Independence Hall, actually. And I also outlived 3 husbands. The first one died, I think, let's see, I forget, but the first one died from a powder keg explosion. The second one died in a prison after he got captured by Her Majesty's Navy, I believe. And then the third one died in 1817. And I lived till 1836, I believe. I was 84. I think it's 36. But yeah.
Thank you.